Galeries Lafayette, which this year they have opted to do a futuristic theme, which I think is very fun. They have these 5 futuristic robot windows. This is Leon the robot and his little family, and they're sort of traversing the universe this holiday season in search of gifts and fun toys. The reason this is so smart, again, this is another collaboration. Macy's collaborated with the Peanuts, who had their film coming out. If you don't know, Star Wars comes out next Friday. Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises in the world, and Galeries Lafayette has actually teamed up with them. They have a pop-up shop with Disney and Star Wars on their 4th floor. And so they've created this robot window, and they actually have Star Wars windows in addition to that. So here's Leon with his little family, lots of silver, lots of metal, lots of copper, lots of sort of textiles that will remind you of the future, right? So less tinsel and holly and ivy and a lot more sort of edgy kind of presentation here.
And I just love kind of I don't know how to describe this material at the top, but very almost like reflective, kind of a chrome type of material up top, which I actually think could be one of our clients' materials in terms of what they've done. But just what a great effect.
Yeah,
futuristic effect that it's able
bright,
to create.
it's beautiful, and using mirrors and chrome and metals is really smart because they're reflective generally. So you can now create so much more dimension in your space, right? So now your space is amplified.
Dimension, yes.
And here we have our little robots sort of floating through space, deciding where they're going to go next on their adventure, a little family of 4. Also, Leon the robot is available in sort of a plush form. You can get him inside the store, which is always great too. And there they are floating under the ocean. Again, we have another ocean window. We saw one from Bergdorf with the Treasured, one from Saks Fifth Avenue with the Great Barrier Reef. And here we have our little robots going under the sea with a beautiful sort of lit up jellyfish, right? I think that's a nice play on like bioluminescence, which some animals are under the sea, which is really smart.
Oh, absolutely. In the context of the bigger Earth behind it, it's just very powerful.
Yep, and here we have our little robots again sort of floating through these almost like these little like laser beams. Are they traveling through time? Are they traveling through space? Is it both?
Very cute.
Yeah, absolutely adorable. And this is the interior of their store. I just had to include this just to give you a scope of not only how big the space is, but how magnanimous they actually create. These installations are not only the exterior of the store, but they spill over into the interior. This is their holiday tree this year. So not a traditional Christmas tree at all for them, but intergalactic and absolutely beautiful. You can sort of see planets and, you know, nebulas and all these kinds of things. It's dazzling.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, it's amazing. And these are our Star Wars windows. This is so smart, right? Star Wars is easily probably the 2nd biggest franchise film ever in history. Maybe even the 1st, actually. And so with the release of the new film, they actually had a parade down the street. They had a huge presentation with robots, performers, a laser light spectacle. Again, very similar to the production value I would imagine that we saw at Saks. In this case, partnering up with Disney and Lucasfilms. So we have our beautiful stormtroopers in the background. And even if you don't like Star Wars, it's just elegant. There's something very sort of beautiful about it.
It's classical, and you can read there in cinemas and theaters on the 16th of December. So
right.
A great collaboration. We saw that, I think, in the past webinars that we've done, increasing collaboration between films and department stores and other brands.
Yep, and here we have, just so you can see the scope of it, this is the actual parade that they did. So there's spared no expense here, right? So we have our Jedi Knights, our R2-D2 robots. It's complete production value, like something you would see at a Disney parade. It's absolutely stunning.